Hello, everyone. It's Maura.
And Harp.
And we're here with your Culips English Podcast.
Check out our website, culips.com. That's Culips.com. Because there you can become a member. And when you're a member, you have access to the learning materials. What do the learning materials include, Maura?
Well, you have a complete transcript for every episode, more detailed explanations for the expressions we use, and also a quiz.
Yes. And also check out Facebook because we have quite a lot of fun stuff going on there.
And it's the best way for you to communicate with us and for us to communicate with you.
And for you all to communicate with each other.
Good one, Harp.
Mm-hmm.
So today's episode is a catchword episode, and that's where we look at different expressions and idioms, and we give you lots of examples on how to use them.
Exactly.
Yes. Today's episode is focused on expressions that are about taking a risk.
Yes. So they're all related to taking a risk.
Right. Taking a chance, taking a risk, doing something that could be a little bit dangerous or could get you into trouble. Our first expression today is to go out on a limb.
To go out on a limb.
Right. So there's a lot of little words, but when we talk, we say it fast and it sounds like to go out on a limb.
Yep. To go out on a limb.
Now, to go out on a limb means to take a risk, to do something that could be dangerous, to do something that's different from most people.
Yeah, so when you take a risk or when you do something different, you can say this expression, to go out on a limb.
So to go out on a limb means to take a risk, but it also means to do something different from most people. But if you think about it, they're really related because when you do something different from other people, you are taking a risk because maybe those people will judge you or they'll disagree with your idea. So to go out on a limb means that you take a risk. You could put yourself in a dangerous situation. And dangerous doesn't have to be like a physically dangerous situation, but just some situation where you could have negative consequences.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, this is an interesting expression, to go out on a limb, but there is a possible origin or a connection to trees.
Yes, because on a tree, a limb is an open, exposed branch. So it's like one of the arms of the tree.
Exactly. And if you're an animal who lives in trees and goes out on a limb, actually goes out on a limb, it's a dangerous place to be because you're exposed and maybe a hunter or a predator or someone who wants to get you could get you because they can see you.
Yes, definitely. Or the limb could break because it's too weak.
Right. So that's another danger when an animal goes on a limb. The limb could break and the animal could fall to the ground. So going out on a limb actually is dangerous.
Yes.
So of course, it's not physical anymore and it's not always about trees, but to go out on a limb still means to take some kind of risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's give our first example with this expression.
Let's do it.
So we're clearly having some problems with the Johnson project. It's not going very well. I need someone here at this meeting to share any idea they have as to why we're having these problems. We really need to get them sorted out. Does anyone here have an idea?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say it's the design team.
All right, so you think this problem we're having could be the design team?
Yeah, I think it's the design team because they're not understanding what we need done for the project and it's not looking good.
All right, well, we'll investigate that. I'll take that into consideration.
Okay.
So there is an example where somebody went out on a limb.
Yep, they said something, and maybe the design team is not going to be happy, and maybe there's going to be some risk, but they did it.
Right. Maybe people in the meeting also didn't agree with what that person said, so they risked having a different opinion from everybody else in the room. So there's one example where somebody went out on a limb and they gave their opinion and they risked.
Okay, let's do one more example.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, Jane, how's your brother?
Oh, yeah, he's pretty good. Actually, he's making a really big change. He's quitting his job because he doesn't like it anymore, and he's really going out on a limb. He's starting his own restaurant like he's always wanted to do.
Wow, that's a bit scary with 3 kids at home to feed.
I know, but it's his passion, so it's worth the risk.
Okay, I hope it works out for him.
And there is another example with to go out on a limb. In this case, it was the brother who was taking a risk. He was taking a risk because he was starting a new business and he had to invest a lot of money, and you're never sure if a new business is going to work out. So it was risky.
Yeah, there's never a guaranteed paycheck like if you have a job.
Exactly. So there are 2 examples for you with to go out on a limb.
Okay, let's go to our next expression, which is to stick your neck out.
Yes, another long one. To stick your neck out.
Yes, to stick your neck out.
So this one is very, very similar to go out on a limb. To stick your neck out means, again, to take a risk, put yourself in a situation where people might criticize you because they have different opinions, or you could find yourself in trouble or danger.
And I really like the possible origin for this one because there is a possible connection to turtles. And I love turtles because when turtles stick their neck out, they're in danger. Someone could get them, a predator, and they're not safe like they are when they're in their shell.
Right, it's kind of a cute one when you imagine the little turtleneck coming out of the shell.
I know, I love turtles. So cute.
So that's how you can remember this expression. Because when a turtle sticks their neck out, they're at risk. Someone could attack them or get them in some way.
Yes.
So let's do some dialogue examples with this expression, to stick your neck out.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, so we've discussed all our ideas for the science fair. And I think we all decided that we should do the experiment where we test phosphates in laundry detergent. I think that would be a good idea, right?
Well, that's what we all agreed on, but I'm going to stick my neck out and say that it's not a very exciting project, and I think we should change it.
Okay, let's keep discussing and see if we can find something better.
Yeah, let's go back to the drawing board.
There's an example where someone stuck their neck out because they wanted to give their opinion, which might not be very popular or might be disagreed with.
Yeah, if you imagine the friends had spent hours deciding on this project and then one person decided to say, no, it's not a very good idea. You could see the friends getting angry.
Right, so you really do take a risk when you stick your neck out. All right, let's do one more example with this expression.
With this example, it's going to be a little bit different because you can also stick your neck out for someone. You can take a risk to help another person.
Right, so this is just like an extension on the original expression. So you can say to stick your neck out, but you can also say to stick your neck out for someone. And that's what we're going to use in this example.
Yes, so listen up.
Thanks so much for co-signing on that loan, Jane. I wouldn't have been able to buy my car without you. It really means so much to me.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome.
No, you really stuck your neck out for me this time, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
You are welcome. I'm sure there's going to be no problem.
I'll get you back one day.
Okay.
There is an example where one friend stuck their neck out for another friend.
Yeah, they co-signed for a loan, so it's a bit of a scary thing. And this is a true friendship, I would say.
Yeah, that's a big risk for a friend to take, a financial risk.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to look at the last expression now, Harp?
No. I'm just joking. Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so the third expression in today's episode is to put yourself in jeopardy.
To put yourself in jeopardy.
Now, the first thing I want to explain with this expression is the word jeopardy, because it might be a new word for you.
Yes. So what does jeopardy mean, Maura?
Well, jeopardy means that you expose yourself to risk, that you have a risk. So this word jeopardy fits in with the other expressions.
So to put yourself in danger, to put yourself in jeopardy.
Exactly. So really, this expression is to put yourself in jeopardy, but the most important thing to get out of this expression is this word jeopardy and the meaning of the word jeopardy, which is risk. Now, I have to say, the word jeopardy automatically makes me think of the game show. Right. There is a game show called Jeopardy, and it's an American game show, and it's been around forever.
Forever. It started in 1964.
Which is crazy to think of a game show going on so long.
It's because it's so good.
Yeah. This game show is a very intellectual game show, and it's all about knowledge about all kinds of different things. It could be pop culture, could be history, could be Latin.
And it's interesting because in the game show, they give you the answer and you have to come up with the question.
Yeah, it is kind of strange, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So this game show is called Jeopardy because often you have to risk the money that you've won to try to win more money. So there is an element of risk in this show because you have to risk your money.
Yeah, you could lose the money if you guess wrong.
And there's one more thing that I have to mention, Harp.
What?
The host of this show, even though it's an American show, is Canadian.
Yep, good old Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek. I think everybody knows that guy's name in Canada.
Definitely. 100% because he's been on the show since 1984.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's almost 30 years. That's crazy.
I remember when he shaved off his mustache because he had a mustache for the longest time and it was like a scandal when he shaved his mustache off.
I'm sure.
Okay, so that's Jeopardy.
Yeah, let's go back to the expression.
Okay, so remember, jeopardy means to risk something, to put yourself in danger. Now, let's give some examples with to put yourself in jeopardy.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Hey, how was your drive home in that crazy snowstorm yesterday?
Ooh, it was not good.
Yeah, did you make it home all right?
I made it home okay, but yeah, I really put myself in jeopardy. I didn't have my winter tires on yet.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful because once it snows, then it gets dangerous.
Yeah, and I'm going to go change them ASAP.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So there is an example where someone put themselves in jeopardy, in physical danger, because they were driving in a snowstorm without their winter tires.
And that gives you an idea of how much snow we get in Canada, that we have to change our tires in the winter.
It's true. And it's illegal to drive without them in the winter.
Yep, in Quebec it's true. It's illegal to drive without changing your winter tires.
Okay, so let's do one more example with to put yourself in jeopardy.
Okay. What's wrong?
Well, we're supposed to be meeting with the client in like 10 minutes, and Jane forgot our whole PowerPoint presentation at home.
Is she going to have time to go home and get it?
I don't think so. She's really put us all in jeopardy because this was a really important meeting.
Really important. Maybe let's see if anyone has a backup?
I hope so. So there is an example where, again, someone was put in jeopardy. This time it was the risk of not being able to do a good presentation at work.
Yeah, it's not physical danger, but there's definitely risk.
Right. And maybe getting in trouble from your boss too.
Yep.
All right. So let's go over the expressions from this episode one more time.
Okay, well, we started with to go out on a limb.
And the next expression is to stick your neck out.
And then we finished with to put yourself in jeopardy.
Good. So don't forget to go to our website, culips.com. That's CULIPS.com. And while you're there, become a member, because then you have access to our transcript, a more detailed explanation, and even a quiz for this episode.
Yeah, and come say hi to us also on Facebook.
We'll see you there. Bye.
Bye, everyone.